Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of the playthrough. This is Brad
Moen.
and just a basic introduction. I'm a PC gamer here and owns
Total PlayStation.
so
And a little bit of Xbox.
yeah, so I'm going to make him play the Stanley Parable, a
Yeah.
fairly new game,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll see what he thinks. So, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. This should be good. If he doesn't go through the ending, make sure the mouse is always on here.
Yeah.
It'll lock in once the game starts, but before that.
Is it still recording?
Yeah, it's still recording. I was just pressing a button.
Okay. No, it's keyboard. Lots of buttons.
So, you know, WASD,
Yeah,
move.
yeah.
There's no jumping in this game, but there's falling. You can fall, but you can't jump. You can
Great.
climb,
But you can't fall.
but you can't jump. Well,
What?
so, how's it been?
It's been great. PS4 launches in 14 days, not complaining.
Well, 14 days relative to
Yeah.
the time of filming.
Mm-hmm.
Graphics cards have already came out, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Picked up Killzone the other day.
Cheater.
Just sitting there waiting.
Oh,
Just looking at the
Don't-
box.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what every year, what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was
Story's
very
very
clearly
gripping.
wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
remember, this game's all about player choice, so you could have closed that door right there and locked yourself in.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh my god. Well, I mean, really?
yeah. You can legitimately do that.
That is game design right there.
You're having trouble.
Yeah. Hey, I'm used to analog sticks, not a mouse.
Oh, hey, there's a giant bee on the wall. Should I go kill it?
Leave it alone.
What's this? Is that a bug?
I'm not sure. It,
Here, can I...
yeah. Oh boy.
You're supposed to go through the door.
This might be game breaking.
Oh! You... What?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Are you sure?
I was just gonna ask, what happens if I go to the door in the right?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Well, I'm gonna follow the... Okay. Oh no.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Quit the questioning, I'm playing the game. I'm making my own decisions, right? This game is about decision making, right, Brad?
Yeah.
It's great.
How about you picking your mouse up? I'm not very much desk.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Now that's a big deal.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief
put my
who
candy?
orchestrated this.
Did you seriously put
What
my
dark
candy
secret was being held
What?
from
You
him?
seriously put the candy
What
on
he
my
could
beat-
not have
on the
known
beat.
was that the
No, I
keypad
put it over
behind
there.
the
The
boss's
bee's over
desk
there.
guarded the terrible truth
That's a
big
that his
one.
boss had been keeping from him.
Want me to kill it?
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Got him. Whoa.
Brad just killed the bee with a flashlight, so... Oh, crap, what was it?
Where'd he go?
2...
8.
Ah,
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was
What was it again, Brad?
2845.
Just said it. 2845.
2...
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, boy, what the fuck is this?
And there goes Mr. B.
Brad just killed the bee with a flashlight.
I'm just giving you. And so how was your first...
PC gaming experience?
That's not... But how was it?
It's not my first of all, but
Yeah.
it's one of my first playing anything other than World of
Descending deeper
Warcraft
into
or
the building,
Minecraft.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion
it's
in
not-
his chest, as though he
you know,
felt
I'm-
more
it's getting-
free to
getting
think for
used to it,
himself,
just,
to
you know.
question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Did you see the other one?
No.
It said escape.
Yeah, I know, I saw that. But I passed it.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
Well, it
screens.
reminds me of X-Men.
What horrible secret did this
Watch
place
X-Men.
hold? Stanley thought
it's
to
not-
himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
No, this is what Professor X uses to locate new mutants for the school. It's pretty cool, actually.
Cool. So I realize how bad Fraps is right now.
It's terrible. I honestly don't know what that means.
That's how much video we produce.
Oh my god.
It splits every 4 gigs. I need to fix that.
So...
Ooh, button.
I didn't see that.
Now the monitors jumped to life,
Look for
their
427.
true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals
My God.
reduced to
You're
images on
seriously
a
gonna make me
screen.
find-
And Stanley, one of them, eternally
Oh.
monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't
Go,
be
it's
true.
over there. It's over.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control
427.
all this time?
There.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Behind you there's a lift. This is gonna be some fun editing. Get fully in the lift. You're like halfway.
No.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
No, we did watch the demo.
Had he truly
for this,
spent
Brad.
his entire
Yes, we did.
life
Game Grumps.
utterly blind to the world?
They do a nice job.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
This game runs very smooth.
Well, it's made off the same thing as Half-Life. Off or on? Blue pill or red pill? How do you feel about your decision?
I don't know.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
No.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
All right.
Did we seriously just beat the game?
No, that's not. beating
Okay.
it. So I think that's a good place to end. What do you think?
If... What? Oh my god.
Do you think that's a good place to stop recording for now? I think
I
it is.
guess,
Let's
yeah.
stop.